Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jedi here, and we're gonna continue on, okay? Because I just looked, and the first arrow, it's gonna be against a bunch of assassins, and gonna be a bunch of assassins and berserkers, which means I'm gonna use my all caster team. But in the second word, it's gonna be some Valkyries, so that means we get 2 more of the Aurora Steels. That'll be enough to get John Archer to our final stage ascension. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, let's do this. Okay, with this one, we're just going to go to the the writer, not that one. There we go. The assassin dailies. Okay. Let's take her out and put... Who needs... Wait, how close is she to doing? Oh, she's awfully long. She's an awfully long way. So, let's. Who's fairly close? Oh, let's put. Let's go ahead and put Musashi in there. And let's put another caster in here. Not my Scotty. Yeah, she's close, so yeah, let's put her in there. Okay. Let's do this. Section 5. Castle Snow and Ice. Beginning. The gate won't open, will it? No, Gerda. It only opens on the ordained day. Assuming you stay here and don't go out again, at least. I won't. Nobody has a fever right now. You did a good job. You did a good deed, Gerda, so the gods and the Envoys will forgive you. That they didn't punish you is proof enough of that, right? Still, the gate won't open. I wonder if we really have to wait for the next ordained day to set off on our journey, like he said we would. This has never happened before. What's going to happen now? It always feels like I'm dreaming. And only comes on the ordained day. The gods hasn't permitted them to descend from Valhalla any other time. At least that's what the man with that huge metal thing said. Whether it's true or not is beyond me. Honestly, I'm not sure what to do now either. It never even occurred to us that something like this could happen. Some are saying we should try to force the gate open now, but you can't. You never get to go to Valhalla without an envoy. So, in that case, maybe we could all just wait until next year? Yeah, I suppose we could. Of course you could. All the children here were thinking how nice it would be to make the flower bed pass and feel a bit longer, a bit bigger. We'd all be so happy if the girls helped us. I mean that, you know. So what do you say? Fire on the mountains. The fire on the mountains? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that either. Snow and ice at least makes some sense, but the fire? I got nothing. Really? You know what's going on with the ice that covers the mountains and the snow that covers all of Scandinavia? Bo. Yeah, more or less. Might as well explain while we're taking a break. I guess it's about time towards the point of this march. Anyway, say, I never did tell you where I wanted to go after we all left the village, did I? All you said was, join me. Haha, sorry about that. Alright then, let's start at the beginning. You two know about the myth of Ragnarok, right? Well, on this Lost Belt, looks like the last war between the gods and the giants still took place. But as you've likely figured out for yourselves, The age of gods didn't end here for some reason. Thanks to that, civilization never developed. Humans are still worshipping gods. The giants roam unchecked around these mountains. Around the mountains. Well, let me take a quick drink of my. A quick drink here. At the nodes. Basically, for the last 3,000 or so years, things have remained pretty much the same as they were back in 1000 BC, when the Norse Age of Gods was originally meant to end. But that's what led this place to heading down a slightly different path from the myth we know. Fo. The Age of Gods lasted to the present day? The director Gordov and Da Vinci were right. Yep, the real deal is right here in Scandinavia. Didn't you hear the kids going on about goddess this and goddess that? Well, there you are. She didn't die in Ragnarok or turn into a divine spirit. She's remained intact to this day. Now, she rules this lost belt, using her hundreds of envoys that go between to keep both the giants and humans in check. She's the last god in Scandinavia, and she's kept the Age of Gods going all this time. She lives in the northern part of the Oslo Fjord, and the castle beyond looking at proper human history is Old Oslo region, Oslo, Norway. The Queen of Scandinavia covered half its mountain in frost. Skahak Skadi, goddess of snow and ice. The last remaining deity and the one in charge of this entire lost belt. We're not talking servant here. We're talking full-blown, honest-to-goodness goddess. I'm trying to get her to her castle. That's probably where you'll find the crypter and that servant, too. That's also where that paper moon thing is, along with, what was it called again? The Tree of Emptiness? Anyway, I bet they know where you can find that, too. Skahak? Yup. You mean that Skahak? That's what I said. Fo. Q. Get off of me. What is this thing? A dog? I'm okay with dogs. Fool. Great, Foo just pulled what he did with Merlin. What? What's your problem? What'd I say? Fo. Stay. What's gotten into you? So is Scotty gonna show herself? What about the giants? Indeed, they may appear to be quite active, but they are not exactly industrious. I hold absolute authority over them. I can make them attack or sleep with a single command. But even I cannot suppress their instincts. The giants who survive consume the heat in any form they can. Though most of them remain in hibernation, they awaken the slightest hint of a new heat source and devour it immediately. Then the giants can't serve as a proper, disciplined army, as I suspected. Of course, I have nothing but the utmost respect for your ability to control many of them at once, but as familiars go, they're third-rate at best. Saber. It's quite alright. None of yours is correct, Ophelia. The giants may have lived through the fires of Ragnarok, as the humans and I did, but they are a pitiful shadow of their former selves. Still, they are once proud, mighty souls. That is why I love them, for they too are living things here in Scandinavia. We gods may not always have seen eye to eye with giants, but they are still beings on par with us. The heat of the flames scorched them all. It twisted the frost giants, the mountain giants. No giant escaped its wrath. Now they have become so twisted they are little more than walking calamities. They bring nothing but death and destruction, just like fire. So I shall keep them in check myself. With mass born on mine own hands, I can unite all the giants under my rule. for I carry the noble blood of Emer in my icy veins. Aha! So you two knew Skahawk from proper human history, huh? Unfortunately, this version of her is absolutely not the person you know. She's not a divine spirit, not a god that has lost its body and dissolved back into nature. She's an actual living goddess. Skahawk Skadi, goddess and queen, has been around for thousands of years, ever since the Age of Gods, a fusion of the Norse goddess Skadi and the Celtic warrior Skahawk. Skahawk Skadi. Skahawk Skadi. I see. I'd hate to hear that certain aspects of Skahawk from proper human history may have blended in with the Norse deity Skadi. I suppose that means in this lost spell, Skadi, the goddess of snowy mountains, who is itself part giant, will be the predominant figure over Skahawk. Yep, that's pretty much it. Here in this lost belt, where the Age of Gods never ended, she rules over humans and giants alike. Her goal seems to be for everything to remain as it is. I guess that's part of the same as the other lost belts. If nothing else, I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to wipe humanity out. In fact, word has it that Skahawk Skadi loves all forms of life. That's what I've been hearing anyway. Foe? Loves? Means we can reason with her, as long as we don't go openly declaring war on her or anything. She won't see us as enemies, guaranteed. But Napoleon, we've already destroyed a number of her envoys. Trust me, it's going to take more than that to ruffle this queen's feathers. I know that sounds pretty weird, but it's true. She doesn't call herself the Mother of Scandinavia for nothing. Wait, Mother? That's right. That said, I can understand why you'd be nervous, especially after that big dust-up we had with the envoys. But that's as much as my fault as it is yours. Sorry for getting you too caught up in that. Don't worry about it. Hey, thanks. That makes me feel a lot better. I have to say, Napoleon, I'm impressed with how much you knew about this lost belt and proper human history. Napoleon Bonaparte. You first made a name for yourself. After the French Revolution in 1789, eventually going on to become the first emperor of France. As the supreme commander of the Grande Armée, you were one of France's greatest rulers and conquerors. Yeah, I'm using the term that they use in French. For a time, you controlled over half of Europe, and your grand expedition to Russia is particularly well known. But, at least in our database, I haven't seen anything regarding your exploits that pertains to Scandinavia. I did hear that you were quite the fan of James Macpherson's Ocean, which had epic poems similar to the Norse poetic Edda, but that's all. What I'm trying to say is, you must have acquired your knowledge of Scandinavia after you materialized. Is that right, Napoleon? An Emperor Napoleon who knows all about Scandinavia? Haha, well sure, I materialized here just a little bit before you all showed up. That's why I happen to know so much. I've been getting all this information while I travel around on foot, and on some skis I made. So as for the source of my information, well, I think I'll hold off on that for now. An air of mystery makes hotties like me even hotter, don't you think? Bo, 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 cow. Ooh. What is it? You want me to fess up everything? No secrets? Come on, lay off me, doggo. I've got my reasons. Hey, there's only one dog around here. His name is Koo. Oh, isn't actually a dog. Whew. Well, let me be perfectly clear about one thing. This here heroic spirit's on humanity's side. I'm your ally. I came here to save you. Just make sure you don't forget that. As long as you don't, we can make a temporary contract if you want. Senpai. I trust Napoleon. Yes, I agree. He is capable and trustworthy. That's right. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw an archer like you with that enormous cannon. Is that so? I didn't think artillery specialists were all that uncommon. Then again, maybe it's tougher than I thought for someone like that to make their mark on humanity. It's not like I was an artillery officer my whole life. Hell, my spirit horns and noble phantasm are both pretty much afterthoughts. You mean you didn't use a cannon like that when you were alive? Of course not. You're a riot, mademoiselle. Can you imagine an emperor like me going around with a cannon like this? Wait, guess I shouldn't laugh, huh? Sorry about that. It's just not that uncommon in modern heroic spirits. I don't know what sort of adventures you've gotten up to before, but haven't you seen anything like this with other modern heroic spirits from popular human history? You know, where they turned out to be kind of a caricature of their real selves? Babbage, Edison. Oh, now that you mention it, Babbage's heroic spirit materializes a mechanical suit of armor, and Edison doesn't look remotely close to how he did when he was alive, maybe because of the special circumstances surrounding his materialization. Some end up turning into innocent monsters, too. Right? And in my case, I got this gigantic cannon. And that's not all that's different. Just look at how tall I am here. Ooh la la. Won't be getting called short anytime soon. Not a chance. Yeah, one's a painter who turned himself to a girl. Well, a woman first, then a girl. Another one is a serial killer who's a tiny little lolly. I can go on and on. Well, as far as looks go, I've got my own reasons for appearing like I do. Enough of that, though. Anything else you want to ask me? Yes. Fopo. Remember how Gerda said that, at least in Village 23, an envoy won't come again for another year? Is there a reason for that? Something you know from your unidentified human information source? I can't be totally certain it'll be another year. That sounds right to me. Oh, but that's not my source talking. I learned that firsthand. How? Just look at how many of them showed up this time. The envoys aren't all allowed to sacrifice humans on any day besides the one that goddess lady, Scotty, ordained. So they must have brought a whole bunch of them along to make sure the ritual didn't go off the rails again. Again? Oh, right. This wasn't my first run-in with them. Back at another village, I caught one of them trying to open those giant gates and sniped them. There was the one back then, but probably because they didn't expect anyone to attack them, but that obviously wasn't the case with that last village. Remember them saying something about shared records? Well, the data from the one I sniped got shared with the rest. Looks like they responded by shooting up their numbers in preparation for another attack. The envoys don't care about the Queen's philanthropy. They're basically machines. No reasoning with them. I see. Fofo. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm sorry. I had no idea they'd come back with those kinds of numbers. Guess I really messed things up for you, too. Oh no, not at all. We never would have won without your help, especially given how strong each envoy was individually. Oh yeah, that. Guess I ought to level with you. I'm pretty sure the sisters they base the envoys off of are even stronger. The ones we ran into yesterday basically mass-produced dolls that Queen Scotty made by infusing with her own magical energy. Mass-produced dolls? Might as well get this out there too. The Queen here is merciful, yes, but the whole place is lousy with powerful, vicious enemies. A shitstorm of envoys. That lost belt servant with his demonic sword, and almost no allies for us. Even with the odds that stacked against us, are you two still ready to fight? That's why we came here. Exactly. Yes, we're ready to fight. We're the only ones who have a chance, no matter how small, of restoring Earth and proper human history. So that's why. Gotcha. That's good to hear. Me, I'm the guy who once ruled over most of Europe. I'd say that more or less makes me its king. Bo 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 bo. Special translation: what's Boney here going on about? So if you call for me, I'll come running right away. Doesn't matter where, even way up north. Doesn't matter how cold it is, I'll be there. After all, if someone begs for my help, how can I refuse? Back when I was alive, there was a mountain of problems with keeping my hands tied, like budgetary concerns, stockpiling issues. But now that I'm a heroic spirit, fighting for humanity, nothing's gonna hold me back. Haha. There might only be so many categories of things I can help with, but if there's two things I do best, it's fight hard and win. If that's what you're looking for, then your search is over. Besides, Scandinavia is still part of Europe. I know who's better at winning in Europe than I am. So, Senpai, his confidence and spirit are amazing. Although there is one thing I'm a little concerned about. As I recall, Emperor Napoleon's biggest defeat was when the Grand Army couldn't handle the Russian winter. Yes, exactly. That defeat going to be a major factor in the decline of his reign. Honestly, it would have been nice to get another crack at Russia for my revenge, but oh well, c'est la vie. Still, since we're in a harsh, wintry environment too, I will settle for avenging my Grande Armée's defeat here. I don't think that's really how karma works at all. Ever. Now don't be like that, Private. Private? Do you mean Senpai? Yep, you're the first recruit of my new Grande Armée. Good luck. Work hard enough and maybe you'll even earn a medal. Bo bo bo. I'm sorry, but didn't you already give Senpai a medal? Oh right, I did, didn't I? Oh crap. Guess we lost track of time. Looks like we ran into a group of them on a patrol, mademoiselle. You're right. Magic lantern signals are headed towards us. Fortunately, there's still far enough away that I can use my thrusters to make a clean getaway. No, I say we let them find us. I want to get a better look at how you two fight. I'm not saying we do this for kicks. We need to hone our skills against opponents that we know we can defeat before we come against someone really tough. We need to get better at fighting together as a unit. Call it teamwork if you like. So what do you say? Makes sense to you, Private? I don't want us to get better. I do want us to get better. Now we're talking. How far are we? Oh, not too bad. Alright, here they are. Let's get this battle underway, Private. Okay, here we go. I think we're getting giant rings with this one. Okay. Going to use this on her. By the way, she's MP5 and she's like very strong, so I've been strengthening her up. Okay. Ow. Okay. Let's do this, this, and this. Okay. Go ahead and activate this. Alright. Alrighty. Like, if she can get her NP, yep, she's gonna be 300. Huh, don't even use that her first skill, so I'm good. Alrighty, they're all gonna be done. Okay, here we go. Oh, I forgot. I have him on like normal, so you can see his full chapter right there. Yeah, they're all gonna be going bye-bye. Oh man. All right. Oh no, we didn't get it. We didn't get that. We just got some. Thought we were gonna get a giant ring on that one. Oops. Okay, back at the castle. Back at Scotty's castle. This Hinako person's lost belt is absolutely out of the question. Two of the other four that remain are completely unfit as well. In which case, I suppose we will need to cooperate with the great ones of Greece, as you originally proposed. Yes, Your Majesty, I believe that would be wisest. Peperoncino is an excellent crypter in his own right, and his lost belt is of high quality. But in my estimation, it still does not compare to yours, Queen Skahak Scotty. I do find that crypter charming, but given that you have what you have told me, I cannot say I care for his lost belt. Still, I much prefer to the one that lying right in the middle of the continent. That aside, what a bizarre name he has. Peperoncino? Does have a strange charm to it. No matter. Let us discuss something else. The incident took place in Village 23. It seems men of Chaldea did indeed join forces with that man. I'm told they destroyed quite a number of my daughters. The Envoys modeled after the Valkyries. My knight and I will see what they are dealt with at once. Say the word and I'll kill them. Even a demonic sword gets rusty if you don't use it now and then. What have I told you? You will kill no one. Despite your pledge to serve me, Ophelia, Asiara still lies with another. However, this is still my world, and so you will kill no one. They may end up being at the hands of the giants, or at the hands of other imitation Valkyries. But that is simply the way of the world. It is as natural as footprints on morning snow. There is no need to involve your demonic sword. Besides, did I not tell you I would love them? I did not think you were serious. You say that as if it doesn't concern you, Ophelia. What? You say that as if it doesn't concern you. Ophelia, your deadpan expression is impressive, but also dull. Then again, he doesn't want my love, does he? Be that as it may, when it comes to dealing with others besides myself, my question remains the same. That is, do I kill them or love them? I decide to kill them, I do so immediately. If I decide to kill them, I do so immediately. I halt them, freeze them, and destroy them even if I decide to destroy them. If I decide to love them, I do so until a dying breath. I nurture them and stay with them as they die. All humans are my children, as are all giants. Do I kill them or love them? My enemies, I kill. My children, I love. That is who I am, the queen, the mother of Scandinavia. Yet again, that goes for you too, Ophelia. And you, knight. You are my beloved daughter, and you, my precious son. Every life that grows here in Scandinavia is my child. No, your kindness shows no bounds, your majesty. Indeed, that goes for the 3 Valkyries Odin entrusted to me as well. Thrud? Thrud, come here. Valkyria Thrud, reporting for duty. Wonderful to see you in good health, Scotty, our goddess and protector, and you, Lady Ophelia, her sworn ally. How not told you to call me mother? Really now. As you wish. She sure does rattle on for a lot for a doll. What is your command? We shall obey any order you give us. For you are our master, Scotty. After all these years, you still refuse to behave as my daughter. No matter how often I see it, it still managed to impress me. Tell me, my beloved daughter, as leader of many of my 100-odd envoys, what do you make of the incident in Village 23? I know you are obedient, but despite what that knight says, I also know you are no mindless wooden doll. We are meant to execute our master's commands. We cannot make decisions on our own. It's quite all right. Just tell me what you think. Keep it to pure analysis if you must. Very well. Of course, if you say these transgressors will be permitted to remain alive, we shall act accordingly. I do think they can be left alone. As for the destroyed envoys, they are mass-produced units with no ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Still, based on what I've seen in our shared records, I don't think the 3 of us will need to respond. If circumstances change, and we do end up needing to deal with them, I think the giants or a mass-produced unit self-destruct function should be sufficient. Oh? I am told the transgressors are a human and one who is half human, half heroic spirit. There is no need for the 3 of us to confront such a lowly foe. Heh, cheeky little doll, isn't she? Come on, Ophelia, just say the word. I want to break it right here and now. Don't be ridiculous. Her Majesty is right there. You will not act without my permission. That is fine. I like the way your knight speaks his mind. Just stay your sword. You are not to harm my daughter. She is adorable in her own way. I accept her as she is, and love her. Very well then, Sir Knight. Would you like to try drawing that demonic sword of yours right now? Your Majesty. Give me the command, Your Majesty, and that heroic spirit will be destroyed, demonic sword and all. It may be difficult for third alone, but our chance of success would improve greatly with all 3 of us. That's all right. At ease, my ferocious daughter. Know that even I tend to jest at times. That wasn't funny, Scotty. Haha. Do forgive me, seeing your adorably innocent faces. I simply couldn't help myself. Now then, I think I shall return to my throne for a time. I doubt they will make it here by tonight, or tomorrow evening. I expect we will have guests. No doubt they will encounter more of the giants that roam my world, and destroy more imitation Valkyries before then. I do wonder, though, if they will survive long enough for us to meet. Yeah, we will. Oh boy, this is a long one already. Hero's Lair. So that's going to be it for this video. We'll go ahead and do the next one. And you know what? Maybe after that one, I'll go ahead and finally max send John Archer. See you in the next one, guys.